A 60-minute yoga class. As always, listen to your body and do whatever it is that you need to do to feel comfortable, feel safe, and enjoy your practice. Gonna get started in a child's pose. Come to the back of your mat. Bring your knees as wide as you like, as close together as you like. Take a grounded seat on the heels first, and then start to extend your arms out long in front of you or back behind you. Suggestion to close the eyes. Take one last round of breath here before we come into our side body stretch. Big inhale through the nose, fill up. Full exhale through the mouth, let something go, something you don't need anymore, finding your practice. Crawl the arms over to the left, side body stretch. Breathe into the right side body. Check in, notice where you can soften. Maybe you can send your breath there. Crawl your arms over to the right, side body stretch. Breathe into the left side body. Bring yourself back to center, child's pose, spread the fingers nice and wide. Give the forehead a little massage, gently rocking it back and forth. Bring the forehead to center, find stillness, start to press into all the fingertips. Inhale, tabletop. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, place the knees below the hips and the feet behind the knees. As you spread the fingers wide and press into the fingertips, straighten the arms and let the inside of the elbows reach forward. Puff up the upper back ever so slightly. Gaze at the left hand, and as you press into that left hand, inhale the right arm high. Exhale, thread the needle, bring the right arm underneath the left and rest on the right ear and the right shoulder. We're here for 6 breaths. You don't have to count, but just know you have plenty of time to bring that left arm long for a side body stretch if you'd like, or to wrap that left arm around and bring the hand to the inside of the right hip for a bind, coming into a twist if you'd like. One last full round of breath here. Maybe you close your eyes. Carefully and slowly coming out of the pose, let the left hand plant back down below the shoulder. Press into it and inhale the right arm high. Exhale, come back to tabletop and take a moment to adjust the hands, lifting them and then pressing them back down. Aligning the shoulders, aligning the hips. Same thing on the other side. Gaze at the right hand, press into it, and inhale the left arm high. And exhale to thread the needle. Take just one last full round of breath, inhaling through the nose, filling up. Exhaling through the mouth, letting something go, something you don't need anymore. And then carefully and slowly coming out of this pose. Making your way back to tabletop, neutral spine. Adjusting anything you need to adjust, and then coming into your cats and cows. letting your breath take you there and finding your pace. The inhale lowers the belly and lifts the tailbone, lifts the chin and lifts the chest. The exhale tucks the tailbone and rounds the spine and brings the gaze toward the navel. Suggestion to close the eyes here, even if it's just for a moment. Really focus inward. Feel free to pick up the pace. Feel free to slow it down. Option to play around with the hand placement. The fingers can point toward you. The fingers can point toward each other. You can come onto the tops of the hands. That can be pretty intense, so just be mindful. We have 3 rounds of breath before we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Feel free to find some different organic movements if you'd like. And when you're ready, you'll tuck your toes, lift your knees, reach your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Once you're there, find as much movement as you'd like, as much movement as you need. Pedaling out your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Giving your hips a little shimmy, perhaps gazing past one shoulder and then the other. Shaking your head, yes and no, maybe rolling your neck in circles. And then same thing here with the hands, spreading the fingers wide and pressing into the fingertips. Feeling the shoulders soften away from the ears. Pulling in the lower belly, lifting the hips. Dig the heels into the mat behind you. Take an inhale to bend your knees and look at your hands. And then simply step one foot and then the other to the top of the mat. Find a forward fold. Any forward fold that feels good to you. I'm going to find a ragdoll, separating feet, bending knees, draping torso. Relaxing head, shoulders, arms. Might feel nice to find a bind opposite pinkies to elbows or any other bind of your choice. Might feel nice to come into some movements, bobbing up and down or swaying back and forth, or any other movement of your choice. We're here for 3 more breaths. Pay attention to the lower back. If it feels tight, bend the knees a little more. Preparing yourself to come up, remove the bind, toe heel the feet below the hips. You might keep a slight bend in the knees, but you don't have to. Inhaling, press into the feet and roll up to standing. There's no rush to get there. Once you make your way all the way up to standing, you might lift your shoulders up toward your ears and then roll them back, letting the palms face forward and spreading the fingers nice and wide. You might play around with your stance, lifting one foot and then the other, and lowering it back down. Use an inhale to bring the arms out to the sides, lift them to the sky, let the palms touch, lift the gaze. Use an exhale to bring the hands to the heart, tuck the chin. You might close the eyes. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, now's a great time to do that. Big inhale through the nose, fill up. Full exhale through the mouth, arms at the sides, palms forward, fingers wide. Flutter the eyes open, inhale, arms out and up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold, flat spine all the way down. The arm placement doesn't matter. As you inhale, come up halfway, gaze is slightly down, shoulders reach back and toward each other. Exhale, fold, plant palms, bend knees if you'd like. Step one foot back and then the other for your high plank. Shoulders over wrists, fingers wide. Puff up the upper back. Pull in the lower belly. Reach the heels back, reach the crown of the head forward. Inhale here. As you exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Bend the elbows inward, brush the rib cage. Press into the hands, straighten the arms, find a baby back bend. Lift the hips, pull in the lower belly, downward facing dog. Find some movement if you'd like. Make any adjustments that you need. Remember, it's your practice. Listen to your body. I'm gonna add on just a tiny bit. Inhale to bend the knees and gaze at the hands. Exhale to hop or step, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet, arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Listen, inhale, chair, bend the knees, sink into the hips, raise the arms. Exhale, sit a little deeper, weight is in heels, shoulders are soft. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, fold forward, no rush. Halfway lift as you inhale, arm placement doesn't matter. Forward fold as you exhale, step or hop, high plank. Now listen, stay here. Beautiful. And then lower down. Make your way to downward facing dog. Inhale to bend the knees, gaze at the hands. Exhale to hop or step, top of the mat. Inhale to come up all the way, pressing into the feet. Exhale to bring the hands to the heart, tucking the chin. Inhale for chair, bending the knees. Exhale for drinking bird, leaning and flying. Lifting the heels if you'd like. Inhale back to chair, lower the heels. Exhale, stay, sit a little deeper. Inhale, stay, we're almost done. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, step or hop, take or skip your chaturanga. Make your way to downward facing dog. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth, through the nose if you prefer. Right leg high, inhale. Three-legged dog. Step your foot through, exhale. Low lunge. Gaze at the left foot, plant it down parallel to the mat. We're preparing for warrior two. Make sure the heels are in one line as best you can. Inhale, press into the feet, cartwheel the arms open, warrior two. We're here for a couple of breaths, adjust if you need to. Press into the pinky side of the left foot. Open up the right knee. Soften the shoulders. Stack them over the hips. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach the right arm far forward first and then lower it down. Raise the left arm toward the sky and continue to press into the pinky side of the left foot. If you'd like, right elbow, right knee, and left arm up and over. Gazing up at the left hand or down at the right foot. Breathing into that left side body. Reverse your warrior when you're ready. Use an inhale, left hand, left thigh. Right arm up and over, back behind you. Keep the lunge in the right knee. Find a sense of buoyancy if you'd like. Breathe into the right side body. Gaze at the right hand or at the left foot. Using your breath, exhale, cartwheel the arms forward, plant the palms, frame the right foot. Low lunge. Listen, right leg back, three-legged planks. You're in high plank with the right leg lifted an inch or two. Ankle rolls in the right foot if you'd like. Bend the elbows inward, lower down halfway. Tops of the toes, upward facing dog. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog. One full breath here. Press into thumbs, press into pointer fingers. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Left leg high as you inhale. Step your foot through as you exhale. Low lunge. Okay, adjust your stance. Prepare yourself for warrior two. Inhale for warrior two. Where can you soften here? Where can you adjust? Extended side angle when you're ready, reaching. Reverse your warrior when you are ready. Placing your gaze wherever feels best on your neck. Cartwheeling forward as you exhale. Three-legged plank, left leg reaches far back. Lower down. Baby back bend. Downward facing dog. A full inhale through the nose. A full exhale through the nose or the mouth. Right leg high, inhale. Step your foot through, exhale, adding on, plant the back foot. Cartwheel the arms open, both legs are straight. Find triangle. Right arm long out in front of you. Lower the right arm, raise the left arm. Gaze up or down at either hand. On your next inhale, warrior two, bend the right knee. Bring the arms out to a T. As you exhale, extended side angle. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. On your exhale, low lunge. Listen here. Three-legged plank, inhale and stay. Right knee to right elbow, exhale. They don't have to be contact. Three-legged plank, inhale. Lower down halfway, exhale. Find yourself in downward facing dog. Take your time. Left leg high, inhale. Step your foot through, exhale. Come all the way up. Arms out to a T, legs straight. Triangle. We're here for a couple of breaths. Press into the pinky side of your right foot. Inhale, warrior two, bend the left knee, open up the arms, soften the shoulders. Exhale, extended side angle, reach the left arm forward, and then lower it down. Inhale, reverse your warrior, keep the lunge in the left knee. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, reach the leg back. Make your way to downward facing dog. Use your breath to get there. A third and final time with that sequence, adding on just a tiny, tiny bit more. Right leg high, inhale. Step your foot through, exhale. Bring yourself up, inhale. Triangle, exhale. Reverse your triangle, inhale. We're here for a couple of breaths. Warrior two, inhale. Extended side angle, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Three-legged plank, inhale. And listen, right knee, right elbow, exhale. Reach the leg back and stay, inhale. Right knee, left elbow, exhale. Three-legged plank. Lower down halfway or all the way. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. A full round of breath. Left leg high. Step your foot through. Bring yourself up, preparing for triangle. Exhale for triangle. Inhaling to reverse your triangle. We're here for a couple of breaths. Warrior two when you're ready. Extend your side angle. Reverse your warrior. Cartwheel your arms forward. Reach your left leg back. Bring your left knee to your left elbow. Reach your left leg back. Bring your left knee to your right elbow. Reach your left leg back. Make your way to downward facing dog. We're here for 3 breaths. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you stick your tongue out, lion's breath. Inhale your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Listen, as you exhale, step your foot outside your right hand. So heel in, the toes out at a 45-degree angle, preparing for runner's lunge. Give your left leg a lot of length back behind you. Plant your hands below your shoulders. And then slowly start to lower onto your left knee. And it's your choice if you untuck the left toes or not. Okay, you can stay here on your palms, arms straight, gaze forward. You can come onto your forearms. You can use a block for your forehead as a pillow. We're here for about 6 breaths. You can lift the inner arch of your right foot and come onto the pinky side edge if you need a little more. Sending that right knee further away from the body, perhaps. We're here for one last breath. Big inhale. Full exhale. Plant your hands on the mat below your shoulders if they aren't already there, straightening the arms, bringing the gaze forward. Plant your right foot on the mat if you lifted the inner arch. Tuck your left toes, straighten your left leg back behind you. As carefully as you can, bring your left foot outside of your left hand, heel in, toes out. Bring your hands to your heart. Widen your knees with your elbows. Lift your chest, lift your chin, lift your gaze. You can close your eyes for a moment if you'd like. Plant your hands on the mat in front of you. Press into the fingertips, lift the hips, straighten the legs. Toe heel the feet below the hips. Inhale for chair, bend the knees, sink into the hips, raise the arms. Exhale to stay, soften the shoulders, send the weight into the heels. Inhale to stay. Exhale for drinking bird. Reach the fingertips back behind you. Lift the hips. Lift the heels. Stay with the breath. We're going to be here for a couple of breaths. When you feel ready, using an inhale, come back to chair. Lower heels, lower hips, bend knees, raise arms. We're gonna find eagle. Bring the right arm underneath the left, cross at the elbows. Send the weight into the left leg and then wrap the right leg around the left. Squeeze the arms. Lift the elbows in line with the shoulders. Send the hands forward. Squeeze the legs. Sit deeper. Send the right hip back and the left hip forward. On your next inhale, unwind the arms, unwind the legs, find chair. As you exhale, sit a little deeper. We're almost done. Inhale, press into the feet, straighten the legs, baby back bend if you'd like. Exhale carefully, slowly, hands to heart. Tuck chin. Close eyes if you'd like. Check in with the breath. Check in with the heartbeat. With eyes closed or open, take yourself to downward facing dog. Whatever would feel good for you between here and there. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale to bring your left foot outside your left hand. Heel in, toes out, 45-degree angle. Bring the right leg super long back behind you. Plant the hands below the shoulders. Lower onto the right knee. It's your choice if the toes are tucked or not. Come into your runner's lunge on this side. Maybe lifting the inner arch of the left foot, maybe not. Maybe lowering onto the forearms. Maybe using a block as a pillow. Maybe closing the eyes. Take one last breath here, please. Hands below shoulders, press into them, straighten the arms. Left foot is flat on the mat. Right toes are tucked, right leg is lifted. Right foot outside of right hand. Heel in, toes out. Hands at heart, elbows wide and knees. Bring left arm long out in front of you. Send right arm high to the sky. Bring gaze to right hand. Hands come back to heart, elbows come back to knees. Bring right arm long out in front of you on the floor. Left arm high to the sky, off to the left. Gaze at the left hand. Hands come back to heart. Elbows come back to knees. Plant hands on the mat in front of you. Press into fingertips. Straighten legs. Pressing into feet. Lifting hips. Toe heel feet below hips. Inhale chair. Bend knees. Sink into hips. Raise arms. Exhale drinking bird. Leaning. Flying. Lifting hips. Lifting heels. Finding breath. Keeping breath. Inhale, chair, lower heels, lower hips, raise arms. Eagle on the other side. This time the left arm wraps underneath the right. Bring all of your weight into the right leg. Wrap your left leg around your right. Squeeze arms, squeeze legs. Find something to gaze at that's not moving. Use your breath to sit deeper if you'd like. On your inhale, unwind. Find your last chair together today. And on your next inhale, press into your feet, straighten your legs, baby back bend if that would feel good for you. Carefully, slowly exhale, hands to heart, tuck chin. Close eyes. Check in. Where can you soften? What tiny movements would feel good for you here? This will be our last sun salutation opportunity for this class. We will meet in downward facing dog. There is no rush to get there. Take 3 rounds of breath here in our down dog. Inhale your right leg high, 3-legged dog. And listen, exhale, right knee, right elbow, they don't have to tap. 3-legged dog, inhale. Right knee, left elbow, exhale. 3-legged dog, inhale. Listen, scorpion your dog, exhale. Stack the right hip over the left, lift the right knee toward the sky. Stay for an inhale, maybe the knee lifts higher. Half pigeon as you exhale, right knee, right wrist, right ankle, left wrist. Slowly lower onto the leg, give the left leg lots of length back behind you, using the toes as leverage. Square the hips if you need to. Right hip probably back. Hands at the sides, inhale, lift crown of head, find length. Everything I say is a suggestion. And exhale, hinge at the hips and slowly start to fold forward. Same thing with runner's lunge. Maybe you stay on the palms. Maybe you come onto the forearms. Maybe you use a block as a pillow. Maybe it feels cozy to come onto the forehead. We'll be here for a while. Take your time to find the perfect pose for you right now. If you notice you're sinking into that right hip, suggestion to just lean into the left hip a little bit to keep the hips square. We'll take 3 more breaths here, inhaling to fill up, lungs, chest, belly. Exhaling to soften. Two more just like that. Relaxing the lower back, the hips, the glutes. And if you're ready, you'll use an inhale to bring yourself upright, planting palms below shoulders, straightening arms, pressing into fingertips, perhaps tenting the hands. Chest forward, gaze forward. You can stay here or you can bend the left knee. And bring either arm, maybe try both and see which one resonates more with you, back behind you. I like to bring the opposite arm back. And maybe you just reach with the arm, or maybe the hand grips onto the ankle and you gently pull on that grip. Maybe you gaze back at the foot, or maybe you gaze forward. If you have a grip, very carefully release it. And then start to roll onto the right sit bone. And then bring this left leg long out in front of you. Place the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Square the body off with the left leg. And flex the left toes toward the face. Finding length from the sit bones to the crown of the head. Finding a nice flat spine, inhale. Hinging at the hips and folding forward, exhale. You can take as many breaths as you'd like to get there, maybe it's just one breath. You can bring your hands to the bottom of your foot and interlace your fingers. Or maybe your hands just rest on either side of the left leg. And close your eyes and envision the left heel and the left hip pulling away from each other. Keep flexing the left toes toward the face. Notice if there's anywhere that you're holding tension. See if you can send your breath there. When you feel ready, you'll use an inhale to crawl the hands in toward the body and bring yourself back upright. Nice and slow movements here, so there's truly no rush. And then you'll plant the right foot outside of the left thigh, with the right knee lifting toward the sky. You'll plant the left hand behind you, fingers pointing away. You can raise the right arm and twist to the left. Might feel a little funky, I promise. We aren't here for long, and then we'll do the traditional twist that you're used to. And taking your time to bring yourself back to center. Then you'll plant the right hand behind you, fingers pointing away, and then you'll lift your left arm toward the sky, and then you'll bring your left elbow outside of your right knee, and then you'll bring your gaze back past your right shoulder. Taking your time, you'll bring yourself back to center. You'll bring your right leg out in front of you and let it meet your left. And maybe it feels nice to lightly tap the calves on the mat. And you'll bend your knees and bring them in toward you and place your hands underneath your knees and rock and roll along the length of the spine a couple times. And then bring yourself back to the front of the mat and cross one ankle over the other, and then plant the hands in front of the feet, and then step or hop back and lift your hips and find downward facing dog. And taking your time, pedal out your dog. Shake your head, yes and no. Roll your neck in circles. Inhale your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale your left knee to your left elbow. Three-legged dog, inhale. Left knee, right elbow. Three-legged dog, inhale. Scorpion your dog. Stack the left hip over the right. Lift the knee toward the sky. Stay for an inhale. Half pigeon as you exhale. Left knee, left wrist. Left ankle, right wrist. Right leg long back behind you. Remember, this is your practice. This is your pose. Please make your way there however feels best for you. I like to square my hips, plant my palms, lift the crown of my head, and then hinge at my hips and slowly start to fold. And just be as mindful as you can, aware that this side is not the same as the other side. You might go a little further, you might not go quite as far. Perhaps you can continue to reach that left hip back and the right hip forward. And if you notice that you're sinking onto your right hip, maybe you can scooch over to the left ever so slightly, or vice versa. Slowly coming up on an inhale when you feel ready. Staying here in stillness or finding gentle movements, or perhaps bending the right knee, bringing the left arm or the right if you prefer back behind you. Perhaps taking a grip of the foot, pulling on the grip, gazing back at the foot or forward. Closing the eyes or keeping them open. If you have a grip, slowly releasing it. And then rolling over onto the left sit bone and bringing the right leg long out in front of you. Let the left foot come to the inside of the right thigh. Square the body off with the right leg, flex the toes toward the face. Find length. Inhale. Hinge at the hips as you exhale and fold. When you feel ready, use an inhale, crawl the hands in toward the body, bring yourself upright. If you'd like, finding the same twist that we did on the other side, you will plant your left foot outside of your right leg. But if you prefer, then you can bend your right knee and plant your right foot outside of your left. That's more traditional, what we normally do. So it's up to you. Then plant one hand behind you, fingers pointing away. Listen to your body. Whatever hand feels better for you. Place the opposite elbow outside the knee and find your twist. If you're staying in this twist, continue to breathe. If you're coming out of this twist to find the counter twist, slowly bring yourself back to center. Place the opposite hand behind you and then the opposite elbow. and twist. Taking your time, bring yourself back to center. Bring both legs long out in front of you. It might feel nice to lightly tap your calves on the mat. Bend your knees, bring them in, place your hands underneath your knees, rock and roll along the length of the spine as many times as feels good to you. Bring yourself to the front of the mat, cross one ankle over the other, plant the hands, step or hop, lift the hips, find downward facing dog. This is our last downward facing dog of today's class. Find as much movement as you need. Make any adjustments that you need. Child's pose, widen the knees, bring the big toes to touch. Let the hips come to the heels, extend the arms out long in front of you, rest the forehead on the mat. Suggestion, bend the elbows, bring the hands to touch. Bring the thumbs to the back of the neck, finding a deeper shoulder stretch. Bring the arms back out long in front of you if they aren't already there. And then start to crawl the hands in toward the body and bring yourself to an upright position. Okay, we're gonna find broken toe. Bring your legs together. And then tuck all 10 toes. Your hands might need to assist. And then very slowly, taking your time, have a seat on your heels. Flat back, crown of head high. Bring your hands back behind you, find a fist. Reach the fist back, lift the crown of the head. Let the fist come to the left hip. Let the left ear fall toward the left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of the neck. Breathe into the bottoms of the feet. Close the eyes if you'd like. On your next inhale, crown of head high, fist back. As you exhale, bring the fist to the right hip. Send the right ear to the right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of the neck. Breathe into the bottoms of the feet. Close your eyes if you'd like. On your next inhale, crown of head high, fist back. And then remove the bind, shake the arms out, plant the hands in front of you. You come into a counter stretch. So untuck the toes, plant them back down, have a seat on the heels. Bring the hands behind you, fingers point toward you, and tent the hands. Start to bend the elbows. Start to lift the knees, and you might lift an inch or two, you might lift a foot. Okay, listen to your body. Lift the chest, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Breathe into the tops of the feet. Close your eyes if you'd like. Very slowly start to lower back down. Bring the hands in front of you. And then bring the legs out to one side. Come onto your sit bones. Plant your feet in front of you. Scooch up to the front of the mat. So the feet are hip width distance. The knees are bent and lifted to the sky. Bring the arms up shoulder height. Flat spine, soft shoulders, chin high. Press into the feet, press into the sit bones. Big inhale, fill up. Use the core as you exhale, slowly lower down. Keep pressing into feet. One vertebra at a time. The slower you go, the harder it is. Listen to your body. Once you've made your way to your mat, make sure your head is on the mat. If it's not, scooch down or up. Probably down, actually. Bring your knees into your chest. Place your hands onto your knees. Roll your lower back in 3 big circles in one direction. And 3 big circles in the other direction. Bring yourself to center, plant your feet, hip width distance. Bring the outside of the right ankle to the top of the left thigh. Find figure 4. Lift the left foot. Bring the left knee in. Wrap the arms around. Right hand inside legs. Left hand outside left leg. Interlace fingers. Flex all 10 toes. And then pulling on your grip, bring the legs in toward the body. Breathe into the right hip. Big inhale. Soften as you exhale. Stay here if you'd like, or come into a twist, releasing that grip. Coming onto the left side body, planting the right foot outside of the left hip. Left hand presses into right knee and sends it away from body, even if it's just a tiny bit. Right arm comes out to the right in a cactus. You can stay on the back of the head, or you can bring the right ear to the mat. Make sure the back of the head is on the mat. Use an inhale to very carefully and very slowly come back to center. Plant the left foot down, press into it, lift the hips, bring them to center. Lower the hips. Plant the right foot down, hip width distance, knees bent. Windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other just a couple of times, mindfully. Bring yourself back to center. Figure 4 on the other side, outside of left ankle, on top of right thigh. Lift the right foot, bring the right knee in. Interlace the hands underneath the right thigh. Pull on the grip, bring the legs in, flex all 10 toes. Left elbow presses into left thigh, sends knee away. Stay here with your breath as long as you'd like. Come into a twist if that would feel good for you. Release the grip. Shift onto the right side body. Plant the left foot outside of the right thigh. Maybe right hand presses in to left knee, sending it away ever so slightly. Maybe left arm comes out to the left in a cactus. Maybe left ear rests on the mat. When you're ready to come back to center, please do so. Make sure the back of the head is on the mat first. If there's any last movements that you would like, any last poses, please take them. When you're ready for your final resting pose, let it be anything that feels restful to you. There's no right or wrong way to take a shavasana. Suggestion to take a moment and get out any last wiggles. Bring yourself to complete stillness. Please stay in your final resting pose as long as you'd like. If you're ready to finish your practice and you'd like to meet me in a seat, now is a good time to do so. Please do so carefully and slowly. Regardless of whether you are lying down or in a seat, suggestion to place one hand on your heart and the other hand on top of that hand, or anywhere else that feels meaningful to you. Suggestion to come back to that intention that you set for your practice and repeat it to yourself. If you did not set an intention at the beginning of class, maybe you would like to do so now. And perhaps it would feel nice to say something nice to yourself. We could take a collective breath together, please. Big inhale through the nose. Open mouth exhale. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and allowing me to share my practice with you. I hope you have a lovely day.